this in the future, but xylitol gum is actually really good for your teeth. For those of you that are prone to cavities, chewing xylitol gum or gum with xylitol in it, the xylitol actually like feeds the bad bacteria in the mouth, and the bad bacteria can't digest the xylitol, so it kind of kills them off and stops them from like duplicating. So it cleans out your mouth. I don't really get cavities. I've had like maybe 2 cavities in my life, and that's when I was like a little kid. So I'm lucky that way, but I'm unlucky in the fact that I am highly allergic to all dental materials. So if I were to get a cavity, I would not be able to treat it or fill it. So that kind of sucks. So I chew this gum to make sure that I don't get cavities, so I don't have to worry about it. But anyway, I will link the gum down below if any of you need some help with your dental, oral hygiene. I definitely recommend it, and if you don't believe me, you don't have to. Just like Google xylitol gum and the effects on your oral health, and you will see for yourself. So anyway, it's really interesting, but moving along. So I'm so sorry that I have not been posting as much. I ended up getting a full-time job. And the reason why I got a full-time job was to help save up some money so my family and I can move. Because you guys know that right now the real estate world, it's not a great buyer's market right now with the sky-high interest rates and very low inventory. We actually can't afford to move right now, but we really have to. And that also leads to why I am making videos with my face cut off. And I'm just gonna kind of give you guys the gist of what's going on. I can't get into all of the details right now. I have to be a little bit vague, only because, well, you'll understand why in a moment. So, yeah, unfortunately, we have a neighbor next door to us that is absolutely vicious, like just the most evil person, honestly, that I've ever met. And so, we live in like a very rural area, very country, and we have a bunch of other neighbors around us, and we are all very good friends. We're kind of like a family, and we moved in, and they were kind of like the odd man out, like very antisocial, just like a little bit off, very antisocial, while the adults are in their 40s with school-age children. So, yeah, like just when we moved into our home about a year and a half ago, and the other neighbors mentioned to us that like these people kind of keep to themselves a little bit. But we very quickly found out that they were using their backyard to run a very, very large business that was very noisy, and a lot of like traffic and noise, and they were using our property for parking, and so we basically, like, I'd come home and there'd be cars in my driveway, cars actually parked on my lawn, yes, on my front lawn, and it was so not okay. And my husband and I were like, oh, we just moved in, so we didn't say anything right away. So now, when we first moved into our house, it was a real fixer-upper. The inside of the house was beautiful, but the property was a mess. It was like a house in the woods. So we had like trees everywhere. Like that whole house was surrounded by trees and like just brush. And we have like a little bit of a tick problem here. Those little bugs that carry Lyme disease. Yuck. So we went and put in like all of our savings, all of our cash savings into the property, because we figured we were going to live here forever. That was our plan, because we really liked the area, and we love our other neighbors. Again, they're like family to us. So We had an acre and a half of property. It's a huge property, all wooded. So we cleared out, not all of it, but we cleared out a very large amount. We must have taken down like, 50 trees. We put up a fence. We put in like a backyard patio pool, like a built-in fire pit. Like, it's really nice. We got a chicken coop because the chickens eat the ticks, and just cleaned everything up. And so when we told the neighbor, like, hey, you can't park on our property anymore because we're going to be cleaning it up, we're going to be planting trees, she got very upset. She was like, well, because she needed the parking for her business. So she got really upset, and just doubled down on the parking. Like, she didn't stop. Like, we asked her to stop and she didn't, and I didn't know what to do. Like, my husband and I were stumped because we never like lived next to somebody like that, like, who parks on somebody's lawn. Like, this actually happened. And like, understand, we live again in like a very rural area, so it's not like unheard of to see somebody like kind of with a boat or a car like on the front of the lawn, because there's not I don't know, in some areas there's just not a lot of parking. And I happen to have a large driveway, so again, they've been helping themselves to our actual private driveway, and also our lawn. So when we told her to stop, we ended up putting like surveillance up. After we told her to stop, we said we were renovating, so we did. We renovated, so like all of like the front area of our house, we put down grass, and trees on like the dividing line between our two properties, just to give us a little bit more like of a define, like, this is our space kind of thing. And we started getting tire marks as the grass was growing in. There'd be like tire marks. It looked like it was intentional, like peeling in and out, because you don't just get that from driving over the grass. Like, deep tire marks. And the two trees that we planted in the front of the house, they were really pretty. They were like baby blue spruce trees. On our survey, they were dying, and we were trying to figure out why they were dying. So when we looked on our surveillance, we saw one of our cars driving in and out, intentionally driving into the trees, and so she actually like killed two of our trees. So like, this is kind of like the gist of the kind of people that they are. There is so much more to this story than this. It gets so much worse. I'm gonna leave it here. You get the idea. They're just not nice people. But she knows who I am. She doesn't like me. She wants to use my property. I guess the people before maybe allowed it. I don't know. She never asked, like, if she said, hey, do you mind if like there's a little area I could borrow to use your property? I might have said yes, I don't know. But yeah, it turned into a big mess. The whole thing escalated, and she ended up doing like a little bit of like a smear campaign about me, kind of just saying a lot of things that are not true, like making me look like the bad neighbor. So yeah, like, I feel like I have to like cut my face off because I don't think she knows that I do ASMR videos, but if she found out, I am sure like I would be a meme all over social media, because that's like who she is and what she does. She likes to blast people, tell stories, make up lies, make fun of people. Just a very crappy person. And so I'm cutting my face off because I just, I can't, I don't want to be made fun of, who does. And there is nothing wrong with ASMR. I think it's amazing. I think it's so helpful for our community. It has saved me personally from many sleepless nights. So I commend anyone that makes ASMR videos and that listens to them as well, because it is just, in my opinion, a very healthy thing to do. And there's nothing weird about it at all. However, I think there are people out there that maybe don't get the because again, I have to put my hours in and work a job, and then when I get home, I've got my child and need to be there to help her with her homework and all of that kind of stuff. So please, please, please bear with me. And you know, just I appreciate, you know, all of your support, guys, and like patience with me and all of my changing. But moving forward, I'm just gonna be me, and it's gonna be, you know, show and tell, talking, opinions, whatever's on my mind. You know, it's gonna be like an anything and everything ASMR channel, just like it was when I first started. And you know, enough with all the changes. But you know, for now, it's just gonna be my mouth and not the rest of my face. So I am really sorry about that, and hopefully sometime in the future that will change and I will fully come back, and if and when that happens, we will celebrate. Yeah, so that's the gist. Maybe one of these days I'll fill in the rest of the story. I'm just not ready to share. It is dramatic. It is also something that you know, I currently have a lawyer. I am not pressing charges at this time for many reasons, but if things escalate any more than they already have, I might, and so that's another reason why I can't talk about this, like, you know, in detail. Only like just that big little piece of information, just kind of setting up. That's like what happened in the beginning, and then there's like a whole other, you know, it just got so much worse. I mean, like when I tell you vicious, if and when the rest of the story comes out, I will, you know, share the whole thing. But you know, this story got actually so big that believe it or not, some local news stations were talking about picking it up because of the social media posts that my neighbor had made. She had actually like inadvertently confessed to doing like this illegal business, and then like this smear campaign, because the things that she said about me were, there was a lot of disparities in her story. First of all, things that she claimed, like anyone could figure out that they're not true. So it's been like horrific, you know, like my name has been dragged through the mud. It's just been horrible. So that leads me to like the fun part of this video. Me and a local friend of mine went to this little crystal shop to get some help with my neighbors. And no, I am not like really into voodoo or witchcraft or anything like that. This is all in good fun. And if you are into that, hey, that's great. I'd love to learn more about it. It's very interesting. I'm doing it just more like because when you feel so like out of control and like I'm stuck in this house until I can afford to move or the interest rates drop, you know, I need to do something psychologically to make me feel like I'm doing something, you know. So we went to a crystal shop and got some interesting things. I am gonna do a little show and tell of what I got from the store. Okay, so they didn't have a bag for me, but I've got everything in this little star tissue paper, which I think is cute. Okay, so I'm actually gonna put it back down. And guys, I hope this doesn't creep you out again. This is like all just in good fun, like harmless, you know, harmless fun stuff that's gonna just help my little brain up here deal with living next to like, you know, a jerk. Okay, so the first thing I got was this right here. And if you haven't seen this before, it is sage. Sage. Am I saying it right? Sage. Sage. I don't know. It's S-A-G-E. Sage. And you light it. And a lot of people do this. It's just a common practice. Like when you buy a new home, you're supposed to light it and just kind of like air out all of the negative energy that's been in the home, you know, before you it says here activated charcoal. So what it is really is it's mixed with black salt. And I'm gonna read the back. Activated charcoal is known for its cleansing and protective abilities and used to render a harmful situation neutral. Is it is also commonly used incense ingredient to aid in burning. And here it is written on the back, so you can see what it says for yourself. And so this is my instructions. I am supposed to take a tiny, a tiny pinch and make, a trail all around the side of my property, on the side where my mean neighbor lives, and just, I'm gonna do a little trail of it just against the fence on my side of the property, and that's supposed to keep their negative energy out. So I'm really praying that this stuff actually works. I'm gonna allow myself to believe in this for now, because I really need to believe in something that's just gonna like help kind of turn this situation around. So there's that. And then I don't know if I'm actually gonna do this, because I don't want to get caught anywhere near her property. I've been accused of things, and I don't want to give anybody any reason to believe any of these accusations that have been put out about me. But I was told that one of the best things I could do is put a little trail of this across her driveway, and do it when they are not home. And they happen to be on vacation right now, so it would be perfect. And it's supposed to, like, when they come back home and they cross over that, trail of, black salt, black charcoal mix, it's supposed to make them feel uncomfortable in their own home, like they don't want to be there anymore. It's supposed to make them move, basically. And I actually saw on Reddit a couple of other people doing it, and read that it worked. But then, of course, all the people that have tried it and it didn't work for, I don't know. I don't mean to be negative, but again, I'm a little bit of a skeptic. If you're not, and this is something that you have practiced, please post in the comments below, because I would love to hear some positive stories about how this actually works, because I need this to work. But again, I don't know that I'm going to go that far as to go on her driveway. For me, that's aggressive. So, and I don't need her to move, because I'm gonna move. This house, like, it's kind of already ruined that happy feeling. Like, I'm just not happy. I mean, not in this house. And even if she moved, I don't think I'd be happy, because it's my home, and there's been so many bad things that's happened to me while being in this home because of her, that it wouldn't even matter if she left. And again, if I got caught, like, sprinkling black dust on our driveway, wow, that would be a really bad look. Like, it would just make everything worse, so it's not really worth it. But I kind of, out of curiosity, I would love to try it on, the flip side, because how cool if that worked. Like, that would be so cool. Not doing. I am gonna put it, however, on the perimeter of my property, just to, like, protect my home from, like, any kind of evil energy from, coming in, and hopefully that works. I've got here this black candle, and now we're getting really into witchcraft, like, legit. So I've got this candle here, and this tiny little holder, sending it back. No harm, no foul, but I don't want it. I like this second one better because, and that's going to be my intention, because you're supposed to set your intention when you do a spell. So, yeah, I just want to like return it like, no thank you, you know, like I don't care what happens to you. I don't wish bad on anybody. I don't want that negative energy in my heart. Just want to like, you know, make all of that negative stuff just kind of clear away from me. That's it. So you take this and you take a mirror and you place the mirror. I don't have a mirror with me, but you place the mirror behind this, okay? And then you put it in front of the window. So the window has to face your neighbor. So I have a window that faces the front of my neighbor's property. So this is the window and this is the candle. And then here's the mirror. The mirror and the candle face outside the window. And I definitely have to do this when they are not home, because I really don't need to be like the crazy neighbor doing witchcraft, you know, like again, not a good look. So I'm gonna do this today. You light the candle and you set your intention, and my intention is return to sender. So I want it all to go out of my house and back to them. And look, the candle holder has a little moon. I thought that was cute. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this candle down. And again, I'm just reiterating, this is all in good fun. This is not something that I practice. My friend and I were talking and we were like, let's just go to a crystal store and see what, you know, the lady says. And I told her the whole story, like everything, and she was like, wow, oh my goodness, okay, you need help. And this is what she gave to me. And then I had this one other thing, and I feel terrible because I don't remember what kind of rock it is. And if anyone wants to know, I could find out. But it's this black kind of rock. I don't know if it's considered a crystal. I don't think so. But it's this black, like charcoal looking rock. And you put it in front of your computer or near your phone. And what it's supposed to do is like protect you. So like for me, all of the internet slander that was put out by my lovely neighbor, it stops it. And I have to tell you a crazy thing. It did work a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, it helped turn things around just a little bit, because when I got that, I had reached out to the administrator to one of the parent groups that things were written about me in, and I had a chance to kind of tell him like my side of the story, because I've been silent. I did not engage, I did not defend myself, I did not try to clear my name. I just let them talk. Like, let them talk and the truth will come out. That's the advice that I got from my lawyer, from friends and family, from YouTube videos about like narcissistic smear campaigns and things like that. So yeah, so I told him a lot of this story, and I think he realized that some of the things that I said added up to be true, and a lot of the things that were put out there didn't quite make sense, because there were contradicting things being said about me. And if you keep on spewing out like crazy stories and crazy lies, you know, after a while people start to realize that the lies don't even make sense. And then, you know, I think she's forgetting some of the lies that she said, you know, and then just saying different things. Anyway, so I spoke to him, and he said he's so sorry that this is happening, and you know, he is going to, moving forward, well, he's going to take down all of the posts about me, that's only because they're able to wear this mask and pretend to be nice superficially, but if you get into their world and you get close enough with them, they show their true colors. But there's all kinds of different narcissists. I personally think that my neighbor is a sociopath. I am no psychologist or anyone to, put a diagnosis. It's just my opinion. But the way she has acted and what she has done was crazy, because we were friendly at first and we would have some like sit down talks about things, and she would say one thing to me and then another thing to everyone else that she knew. And to me that's really that's kind of sick. But I mean, so much more than that, but again, I'm just not getting into all of it. I've already said like way more than I'm even comfortable with, and I don't want to put up another video that I'm gonna have to take down in the future. So I hope that's like enough to like satisfy the curiosity. I mean, I told a lot. But yeah, so I'm going to do my little voodoo or whatever you want to call it, and I'm gonna do it today and wait it out, and if anything happens, I'll tell you about it, and if nothing happens, I'll tell you that too. But that probably won't be a whole video to say nothing happened, because that's all there will be to say, but I will let you know and update you on that. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm again so sorry